Hey guys, get ready with me for a grad party while I talk about how my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with my friend. I really don't think I need this, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Also, I found $100 gift card, Lululemon gift card yesterday, and it was like 2 years old, so I bought this cute. Anyways, so I dated him for 2 years. Let me tell you, 2 years. He would come over to my house every day for the first 6 months. We were best friends until he asked me to be his girlfriend. And let me also say that literally everybody thought we were gonna get married. So basically, January of this year, we had a talent show at our school. There were a class that all the seniors and some juniors do. So both of us did the talent show, and we actually worked together on sound. But for some reason, I got excluded of the group that was created. So they would start to hang out, all of them without me. Mind you, I've been friends with all of them longer than he has, and a bunch of them were girls. So it's him and his 4 guy friends, and all these girls. And the girls I was friends with for way longer. One of them I was friends with for 10 years. And I still didn't get invited. So, and when I asked him to come, he'd be like, well, it's at my house, so I can't make that decision. And then I'd be like, okay, whatever. And so then when it was at his house, he wouldn't invite me, but he was like, you're always welcome. And he wouldn't tell me when they're coming to his house. So I never, I wasn't gonna check his location and be like, oh, invite me. So then in February, we went on a trip together, and he was acting weird before the trip. And then the trip gave me reassurance. I was like, oh, with his whole family, we're good, all this stuff. And during the trip, this girl kept snapping him. Well, she was snapping him anyways, but this girl that I was friends with, snapping him, and I didn't even know he added her, because he would always tell me when he added somebody, just for some reason, and didn't tell me, and she's snapping him like this. So this continued for a while, and then I think in March I said something. I was like, I don't feel comfortable with the way that my friend is snapping you. And then I would go to their hangouts once in a great while when I would actually get invited, and the way she would look at him just really threw me off. It was the eyes, the eyes never lie. So I told him that she made me uncomfortable, and he told the whole group of 8 of them, and they obviously told her, and she was like, well, Olivia thinks I'm a threat to the relationship. I was like, okay, girl, well, maybe because the way you're acting. So then in March, I went on a little vacation, and my best friend goes to the gym and sees him at the gym with not the girl that was snapping him weird, but a different girl who I've been friends with for 10 years in the same group. And I always told him, if you ever go to the gym with a girl alone, that's cheating, in my opinion. And I think that's reasonable, because why would you want to be working out with another girl who's not me? And I work out with him all the time. So I texted him, because I looked at his location, and I saw my friend's location at the gym too. And I was like, are you at the gym? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, who are you with? And he was like, myself. And I was like, whoa. And I think also I saw their locations before my friend told me go in the car. She went to his house, picked him up, go in the car. Forgot to mention that. I was like, oh, that's funny, because my best friend just texted me saying that you're at the gym with this girl. And he was like, oh yeah, I just saw her here, and so now we're working out together. What? Why are we lying? So then he's like, you better not be mad at me, because you've already gotten mad at me so many times for the other girl this week. And he's like, and you're so controlling and blah blah blah. And I'm like, whoa. So I played it cool. I was like, oh, I'm not mad at you, but you said it was cheating if we set those boundaries. And he's like, well, I'm just not gonna talk about this right now. And I was like, okay, fine. So then when I got back, of course, he's like, we need to talk. And then he freaked out, saying I'm so controlling and all this stuff, and how I'm gonna be controlling in college. Basically, he tried to break up with me, and I was obviously really upset. And then a couple days later, we were still talking normal, and then a couple days later, he's had a conversation with his family, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna break up with you, I want to be with you, all this stuff. He's like, but you can't be controlling. And I was like, okay. Which, for the record, we were never the couple to be like, oh, we're going to take a break. Oh, we're going to break up. So this was weird. This was really weird because this was the first time in, like, our whole relationship. So fast forward, after that happened, we were fine for a little bit. We were chilling, went to prom together, you know. But during that whole thing, like, I'm going to say in May, and we broke up in May. Maybe it was April. I don't know. So I made him unadd this girl because she kept, the first girl, original one, you know. Because she kept snapping him, like, really weird. And I was like, that makes me uncomfortable. Like, if you could just unadd her, that'd be great because I don't like the way she's snapping you. Like, genuinely, like, weird. Trust. So I unadded her, and he got real mad. All this stuff. And I was like, okay, like, why are you mad? You have to unadd a girl. Like, I would unadd any guy. Then I think this was actually in, like, March or maybe even February because Senior Assassin started in March. So this was definitely, like, before April or May. He added her back for Senior Assassin. And I was like, okay, weird. Because he didn't even have her or anything. Yeah. So last little part before I'm going to have to make a part 2. But basically, we were laying in bed one day. And she snapped him really weirdly. So I told him to leave her unopened. And he was like, okay. So I turned, and we were laying in his bed. So I turn over, and I'm like, I'm going to take a nap. Puts his phone down. I hear him pick his phone up while I'm laying there, still awake. And he picks up his phone for like 2 seconds, turns it off, puts it down. And I just had a weird feeling. So I like turn over, and I'm like, could I see your phone? Like, could you go to Snapchat? And he's like, why? And I'm like, could you just, like, you know? And he's like, okay. So he goes to Snapchat, and I see it says her name delivered just now. And I look at him, and I'm like, did I not just tell you to leave her unopened? Was it that hard that you said yes, and then you proceeded to pick up the phone when I was rolled over? I kid you not. He goes, I never did that. I don't know why you don't believe me. I never did that. I asked him, I was like, is it a ghost? Because he was like, it probably glitched. Like, what? So I'm done with my makeup. So I'm going to have to make a part 2. So stay tuned because there's a lot more. Thanks for watching.
Girl, leave him. I don't care how much time and effort you put into this man. He obviously doesn't like you. You're in the bed talking to him, and he answers a snap from a girl that you told him to delete off Snapchat. He doesn't like you. And there's nothing in my mind that can make me think otherwise. Do you guys agree with me? If so, put it in the comment section below. If you don't, I'm watching you.